Hello and welcome to this tutorial, part of the Getting Started series. This is part 5 where we will be discussing the Processor tab. Those of you who have already been watching the previous tutorials would have come across the Processing tab. It is where our actions are processed. As we add actions, they are added to the Processing tab and then processed in sequence. When users first get the program, they may add their actions. I'm just going to add some quickly now. I'm going to use a file path to bulk add actions. You'll find out how to do this in the tutorials. You can't really see, it's just off the recorded screen. I can assure you it is there. So we add the file path, our user, and it will just bulk create the action as specified with each line in the file. Okay, so now we can see all our follow actions are here. So people want to know why their actions aren't processing. That is because you need to turn the processor on. By default it is turned off. You click run, the actions will start processing. If you wanted to start every time you start the program, then you check the box here and it's at run process on startup. So another question people sometimes have is, when they click run, one action will process. But they want to process more than one action at once. Those with botting automation experience may know that threads basically means how many things will be processed at once. So they increase the threads, and they would expect 4 actions to be processing. 4 threads, 4 actions can process at one time. However, this will not happen by default. There is a safety option, settings tab. You'll find that. So on the settings tab here, and we come down, run single process per account. We check the box and it will only ever process 1 action per account. If you have other accounts running, then they will be threaded. The idea is that new users sometimes come to the program and they think, wow, I can do 100 things at once, set up 100 actions. Their account is blasting away at Instagram servers and they want to know why they get blocked or worse, get banned. Well, a real user cannot do 100 things at once, so it's very easy for Instagram to detect this and block you. That is why, by default, instadub will only allow you to do 1 thing at a time. However, you know what you're doing. You can do what you want in the program. The program will try to guide you to do things which it thinks are the best way of doing it. But if you have other ideas, then you can do what you want. So we save it, go back to the processor, and now we see we have 4 actions processing. So that might be going a bit quick. Just going to quickly go back and turn that off. The running processes will continue. So we saw how we can increase the threads, we can decrease it, so no more will be created. Some other options, what we can do is, if you have an action here and you want to save it to reload it at another time, you can right click, save the action. You can save it with the schedule date or without, or without. Then you can load the action in at a later date, where if you want to process it again, perhaps you have a very active processing tab and these actions which you want to store but do not want to keep them in the processing tab, you can. Actions, these will process when the other ones are done, but perhaps we don't actually want to do them, so we can pause them and they will not be processed until unpaused. We can clear out our tab, click remove finished. If you have actions waiting, let's just add some more. You can also delete. This will only delete finished. Check the box and it will delete the waiting actions as well. Some other options, you can redo. You can reschedule the date if it's not actually running. I think it just started running quickly there. So let's change the schedule date. We want to run that tomorrow. You'll see the schedule date here, so that means it will not run. And there's a few other details here. We have a custom name. Perhaps there isn't enough default information here for you, and you want to give this a custom name of quality results, and then you will see it appear here. Just helps you to identify the action. What else have we got? Just as we could reschedule, we can tell it to run next. So let's just pause this, add our actions again. So we can see a bit more. So we can see here, these are the order that they were added in. As it added them so quickly, you can't tell. There's a difference in time. But these will be processed in order. So starting here and go down. However, perhaps I wanted to run jazz next. So I'll tell it to run next. And then that action will run next. Perhaps I want to randomize this order. Maybe my file was alphabetical and I was going to process everything with A, B, C, D, and I wanted to make that more random. You click randomize and that will sort that out for you. So that's pretty much the right-click functionality. Double-clicking an action will give you the real-time log. You can view the logs of completed action, this session, or actions that are currently processing. You notice I click pause, so you're not actually running. If I click run, it will start now. And there's jazz, the one I told it to run next, now running. Yeah, and that's it. A quick run through of the processing tab. Add your actions, they all appear here. Control it, load them, save them as you see fit. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. Do check out the other Getting Started tutorials, and for a more in-depth look at the actions, do check out the full tutorials. All listed upon our YouTube channel. If they haven't been deleted, check out youtube.com/rootjazzvideos, or come along to the forum, rootjazz.com/forum. Ask any questions, check out the boards, and you should find links to the tutorials there. All right, thank you.